Kymerlee Music, the founder of Music Properties Group, will be joining us as one of the 5 speakers at the Lab in Dallas on August 29th. She's actually one of the very few real estate creators I follow on Facebook and Instagram, not just because of any specific trends she's following or any fun automation or AI stuff or techie things she's doing, but because of how real her posts are and how impactful her presence is. And anytime she posts, you can almost guarantee there's going to be a lot of engagement. So Kimberly's approach to social media, she's always authentic. She never outsources her voice. She never pre-schedules or pre-records anything. Doesn't rely on AI, like I said, but she's always consistently generating engagement, generating interest and leads. And in fact, on our last conversation, she said some leads she generates online already know who she is. And I don't think I've ever heard that before. So that's really unique. Music Property Group, her brokerage, is known for a culture of growth, empowerment, and self-development. She's closed over 250 transactions with $20 million annually. Not because of following any particular volume game, but she's always intentional, strategic, and really just being a human. So we are going to be diving into Kimberly's session and what she'll be teaching. And whenever Kimberly said yes to speaking at the lab, I was so excited. I've known Kimberly over the past several years. You've built something truly unique for your brand and your digital presence. So I'd love to dive into your session and what led to you and I choosing this topic, starting with the first question of, before you even started this strategy for your brand, what problem were you either struggling with personally with your business, or what problem were you seeing in the industry that led to this decision?
So yeah, that's a really good question. For me, the one thing I always heard was don't be a secret agent. And I grew up in this town. My dad was a well-known CEO of the car import here, but I still felt like I was struggling to be known as a real estate agent. I was a paramedic, still am part-time, but a lot of people knew me from that. Didn't really have a social media presence. So I really started diving into who I am at the core, right? What are the 5 things that makes me me? And I started leveraging off of those 5 things. So in the beginning, it took a little thought. And to fast forward today, now everything is content, right? So I took a picture of this. Elena will get to see this on Facebook here in just a bit. And I've already done it. So diving into the problem I had was getting known and being seen. And I knew did not want to invest in billboards. I did get a billboard, and it was the biggest financial mistake I had done, because I could invest that money back into Facebook, which is where my ideal client avatar lived. And that was people ages like 28 and up. I haven't capitalized off of Instagram. Everything that's in Facebook does funnel over into Instagram. I'm not ready to tackle that just yet, and learn that algorithm. But for me, my problem was just trying to figure out how to be known and not be that secret agent.
When did you decide to start implementing this strategy in your business?
So for me, I've been in real estate 6 years now, and it was really about 2 years ago. I started off with one post a day, and I told myself if I can commit to one post a day and stay consistent with it, then I would stack from there. So I kind of have 2 segments to my brand and who I am and everything that I do. So I also, about a year and a half ago, opted into platform marketing. And with that, I do have a marketing person I talk to every single week. Once a week, I have homework I have to do, but that's paid side. So instead of paying for billboards, I pay for that. And I do about $1,000 a month to my Facebook ad generation. I don't know what you call it. That's why I pay them to do it. And I get anywhere from 2 to 300,000 views on my business side, but that's money behind it. Swap back to my personal side. Again, the 5 things that makes me me. You know, I'm a mom. I barrel race horses. I'm a paramedic, real estate agent, but that should be, not the top priority. And my number is 333. So just those core components of me makes me me and makes people think of me when they see those things. So as far as my personal brand, now fast forward, I try to post 3 times a day. I try to post one motivational, inspirational post, a personal post, and then a business related post. That could be me and my wins. It could be my team and their wins out on showings, an epic fail of a showing with a buyer, whatever it may be. And On my personal page, no money. I get anywhere from 70 to 100,000 views every 28 days organically. And so for me, implementing that one a day that's now grown into 3 times a day, plus coupling that with my stories, my day to life, 10 to 16 stories a day, it's really grown my presence in my town tremendously.
So you transition from one post a day to 3 posts a day. There can be this fear of not only, well, it's too late for me to start, but your proof you right there, you just said you only started 2 years ago and you've already
Mm-hmm.
grown so much. But then there's also this fear that it's going to take so much time out of my day to do this.
Mm-hmm.
How much time do you spend a day making these posts since you're not pre-scheduling, pre-recording anything?
Yeah, so for me, so just to hit on the pre-scheduling, pre-recording, I tried that. I couldn't do it because it just wasn't organic to me, didn't feel aligned. I was then like using AI to create posts to batch content and push it out there for me. So for me, for instance, I'd say from 9 to 5, it's like my 9 to 5 job. I cannot expect to get paid from it unless I work. So for me, on my stories, it takes a second or two, right? I post a story and I type out what I need to type out and I'm done. Some stories take a little bit longer because they're a little bit more in depth. Like when I do the standing in the mirror pointing and like my to-do list for my day, that'll take me about 5 minutes. And it's only there for 24 hours. So it's like, it's gone. But on my feed, let's say, for instance, the horse show I went to, that makes me me. We have been at it for about 4 years trying to get back into the saddle really good after having kids. And we're finally to that point, like we're in competition, like we're placing, we're hitting in the D categories. So I made a post about it. And my friend was with me, and I was like, look, Hannah, take a picture of me and my horse. I've got to make a post. And it took me about 10 minutes. And so if you do my 3 posts a day, at 10 minutes each, you're talking 30 minutes of my time between 9 to 5 that I'm actually working. And I get far more engagement on that versus going into ChatGPT and say, hey, make me a Facebook post around buyers and sellers. It's going to spit out some generic something. Now, my ChatGPT has learned me over the past 2 years, so it would talk in my persona and my voice. But when I do leverage AI for my post, it's you're going to laugh. I write out like 3 paragraphs of like what I'm feeling internally. Like I get emotional with it. And, sometimes I'm in tears typing it, right? Like I'm just like, or voice talk to text. And then I ask it to say, spell check me because I suck at spelling. And I also say, write it in the format I like, which is like a couple sentences space, couple sentences space. And then I say, put it in third grade reading level. So it
Yeah.
doesn't create the content for me, but it does refine what I've put into it. So that's how I do leverage AI, but I don't use it for scheduling or creating my post. I create it and it spits out a refined version of what I want to say.
I love that.
Hmm.
So, last question for you. At the lab, what can the audience members expect to learn? What will you be sharing?
Really, just to be real over being perfect. Real estate goes through these cycles every 8 years, roughly. Tim Shearmack talked on this at the last conference of platform marketing. And we went from being transactional to getting all the leads that we could to really going back to a relational aspect. I just had a highlight this morning, for instance. Me and my husband were opening up the nutrition club. We had to go open up a bank account with Marshland Credit Union. And I had to call her this morning after visiting with her on Friday. I called her this morning for a few questions into the business account. And she goes, it is so wild. After talking with you Friday, you are now like one of your videos popped up on my Facebook and I knew exactly who you were. And it was just like I had seen your videos before, but I did not put two and two together. And so really just being raw and real over being perfect, because if I was going to try and be perfect every single time I posted, y'all wouldn't see me. I don't do my hair. I rarely do my makeup, but I'm still going to post and I'm still going to be raw. I'm still going to show my kids in the background, the messy car seats. It really doesn't matter because yes, I'm a real estate agent. Yes, I need to show it professionally, but my clients like the real me over the professional me. They know I have kids, so if they have kids in the background or something like that, they're cool with it. And I have had a few leads recently that have inquired on Realtor, Zillow, or Facebook or whatever, and they're like, I've actually seen your stuff on Facebook. I'm so glad it's you that called me. So it breaks that barrier down when they already know you.
Yeah, I love that. Well, Kimberly, we're so looking forward to having you in August. And if you want to register, with is going to be very limited seating because we want to keep true to the goal of this whole event, and that is for it to be interactive. So not just Kimberly speaking, but we're also going to have space for Q&A so that you can actually talk to Kimberly. We don't just want her on a very tall stage and anything like that. We want you to be able to have a conversation with her after her session. So seats are limited. If you want to register, go to myrecc.com and grab your spot before they are all gone. Kymerlee, we look forward to having you. And thank you so much for taking your time and sharing your secret sauce and knowledge at this event.
Well, I'm excited to be there.